Do yourself a favor and stop consuming useless content. Unless you are a successful individual that has their lives together and you are productive already and utilize it as a reward for your productivity or as a downtime activity to help stress relief. The downside to useless content and just mindless scrolling is it doesn't allow you to be an effective individual, and here's why. It's the same as consuming mindless TV. You're not gaining anything from it. You're not actually doing anything. Your brain is still active, and even though you think that you're relaxing, you're not. Your brain is still mindlessly wandering from problem to problem to problem to problem that you have in your life. And just like watching junk TV, you're giving people attention and you're making people famous for all of the wrong reasons. It's just like reading tabloids or watching reality shows based around characters and people in which that you'll never meet in your life, and chances are these types of people aren't even in your life. Engaging in the scroll of death just scatters your brain. You have no ability to focus. You're searching for some type of satisfaction or happiness, but in turn, it disallows for deep, focused work, which is going to give your life rich meaning, which is actually going to give you purpose. So if you can find something that you can focus on for a long period of time, you're going to develop a meaning for your life, and that is where you're going to find your happiness at. Not chasing it from reel to reel or TikTok to TikTok, YouTube video to YouTube video of watching other people going out and doing things. Stop consuming and start creating. When you start creating, you actually bring satisfaction to your reality. It puts your mind at ease, and you can drop a lot of the small things that you're worried about that aren't really problems to begin with. When you're consuming content that has no purpose or meaning, or it's overtly entertaining, in the long run, it'll cause information to go in one ear and right out the other because you have no real listening capacity. All you're doing is hearing words, and if you are engaged in the conversation, you're more than likely just listening to respond and give a prescription before you actually get the diagnosis of what's going on in the other individual's life. And another thing that can essentially happen from this is you have no real direction then. How are you supposed to find out your life's purpose or find direction in life when you can't focus for more than 2 minutes? I have tons of conversations with people that say they can't make it past the first page of a book. It's practice, it's repetition, it's putting the phone down, it's picking up the book, and it's rereading the first page over and over and over again until you get it into your head, until you can focus, and then you can move on to the second page. And you might find yourself in the same boat, but if you don't stop, then your brain will just continue to turn and turn and turn and actually miss out on what you're reading. Your eyes register the words, but your brain doesn't make the connection. So thus, there's no direction to be had in life. You're just pulled from one spot to another, from one problem to another, and you have no real control over your thought stream. Doesn't that kind of worry you? It just ends up being one more distraction from all of the things in your life that you could be getting done. And again, solving all of those smaller problems. There's no way for you to get those things done if you can't focus, if you can't get any real work done, because you'll always just be distracted. You'll never be able to just put the phone down for 30 to 45 to 60 minutes and get one thing done. You'll go 2 minutes of working, and then you'll pick your phone up and check your text messages, check your Instagram, check your Facebook, check Twitter, check TikTok, whatever flavor of social media of your choosing. And again, watching other people do things instead of you doing them causes you to be way more concerned about all the small things in your life. And if you're concerned about small things, then you become a small person. You can't come up with any big ideas to get yourself to get outside of your circle of concern. And this also makes it hard for you to think for yourself and have critical thinking due to the lack of thinking time. Staring at a blank wall and just letting your thoughts roll is way more productive than watching the next episode of Yellowstone or whatever it is that you're watching on Netflix. Your brain, when it's bored, will come up with the best solutions to all of your problems. And I've had, again, multiple interactions with people in which that they say, I can't make a long drive without the radio on. I can't drive in silence. I have to have something on the TV when I'm at home. It's because you don't want to get close to your thoughts, and you don't want to solve all of the problems because you're afraid of change. You're afraid of making your life better. You're afraid of failing even. But luckily, failure is part of life, and failure is part of being successful. You're not going to succeed unless you fail. You can't jump that hurdle if you're never willing to actually initiate the jump. And ultimately, too much mindless scrolling and too much useless content consumption doesn't contribute anything to your life, and it is actually a reflection of your lack of purpose and meaning in life. It reinforces all of your bad habits because you're not trying to grow as an individual, so you just stay stuck in the same cycles. So, again, stop consuming useless content. You'll thank yourself in the long run for doing so.